Hello everyone. Today I'm going over do and don't when you are using Mercari. So I recently tried to find out because I'm a beginner of marketplace and I don't feel comfortable using a lot of different way of posting my stuff. So I heard of Mercari from advertising, so I just looked it up and then I just start become a membership, try to do a side hustle to just earn a little bit of stuff that just laying around my house, and also it's a beginning of the e-commerce that I think it's a good idea to decrusting my house a little bit, and it's basically almost like a yard sale online, but it's better than that. So what Mercari anyway? So Mercari is the e-commerce company. It's the marketplace that sells cheap and paid. You don't need to meet up, and it's original from Japan e-commerce company in 2013, and then now we have a Mercari in U.S. and the founders, the three founder, their name is Shintaro Yamada, Ryo Kyo Ichizuka, and Tommy Tomitsuma. So before I decide to post my goods and online friendly with the beginner like me, and I reviewed the Mercari this 2022 because I joined it about 1 month and I have one complete sale and one on the process. I just wanted to at least get it, let people know what I experience about, and I just do a little review after a month that I do have my selling on the marketplace at Mercari this year. So before I decide to go and post my goods, and I want to make sure that you have to go off those create your own account at Mercari, and I do use my phone to sell through the application. So, and I have been thinking about earning the income in the long run with the Mercari. So far I only earn like $11.48, but the one in the process a possible earn another $54.85 because I saw another item and it's still on the process. So there are no transaction that show at Mercari that they're not they're pretty straightforward, and it's safe to buy from Mercari because it's very legit, reliable and legitimate for the e-commerce marketplace for both seller and the buyer too. It's the real people, and they're there are some sort of no warranty and no guarantee that, so you still need to be sure that you as the seller or you as the buyer. So to more detail, and I'll describe it to you what that's mean. And I have experienced a few different buyer too, and it's just in somehow the Mercari is successful because they allow everybody to sell clothes like no limit, sporting goods, toy, and the beauty supply, and also handmade item. Because I like fishing, and you can find a lot of fishing item that can be a vintage and all that, but just be careful, we are human, and when you communicate with the other on the inbox that they allow you, just be clear, yes and no, and then detail. Because one of the item that the first sale I sell was just my CD, and I earned $11.48, which is the buyer, and I'm a seller at that time. It's the buyer pay for the shipping, and which is shipping at Mercari. It's a bit a lot of complaint about that they can be expensive, but just keep it in mind that you won't get burned for it. And just they give you two options to use, either they allow you to do your own shipping, and they also prepare the label for you too, so you got two choices. But I usually use the label that they provide because first of all, it's just I like to follow their instruction, and I won't get scammed or anything because I'm still a beginner of this kind of online for the beginners selling for this marketplace. And so a lot of times it's better than eBay. I heard people can get burned quick, but at Mercari it's very friendly for it, and it wasn't a tons of telling you how you doing things, and just pretty much like self-learning and all that stuff. And I'm still thankful to Mercari that they have an app that when the Mercari will I would suggest, because it's more the beginner friendly than eBay, and they have an AI monitor on for the front, so it's basically it's safe for anybody that they can enjoy and secure the transaction on both sides, which is seller and buyer. That was good thing about them. And they have a fee about 10% commission, and then plus the $2 when your item it's like a sale for the fee, transaction fee. And when everything go through, then it'll be another $2 for deposit transaction. So what I wanted to tell you about is the good news on the shipping cost at Mercari is the label are covered with up to $200 shipping protection, which are the flat rate for all 50 states. We just talk about the Mercari U.S, and I saw some information that the original from Japan, of course, they are friendly to oversee activity, but I have no idea with ship from overseas into the other throughout this app yet, because I never done anything like that. I pretty much do a US, the domestic one. So, and also if you use the label, they give you a 30% retail rate save, if you do your own label. Plus on top of that, if you're doing a shipping something oversized and the bulky and the fragile one, they give you option of the local drop off too, and which is you can do ship it your own, or have a local pick it up and at the front door and they drop it off, and pretty much. And good thing about it, it's after all the complete deal, and they'll have a both side, which is the seller have to rate you and you have to rate the buyer, or if you're a buyer you have to rate the seller too. So it's pretty fair on both sides. And if in somehow the buyer don't rate you within 3 days, of course they have the automatically AI like a auto answer, then you get paid for it. So far when you communicate in the inbox, which is like a private with you and the other person that's just gonna make a deal and negotiation and all that stuff, so make sure. I running into the person that the label already print out, and the buyer want me to send it to totally different address, and I pretty much I have to cancel my transaction. And at that time I was really don't know what to do, and look it up for a customer service, and which is Mercari have a very bad rating for customer service, just so you know before you open your account, and what are you expected from this thing that you are trying to get an income and hustle side earning and stuff. So I think it's pretty much more like their rating only like 1.4 star, which is not good. But a lot of customer also dissatisfied about customer service, credit card, and the phone number problem, which is I call them one, and all they do, they just have a mailbox and you just try to say something in it, and I don't get any return. So I just have to do my common sense. Like, I just feel unsure that the company already print out the label and the buyer for my stuff, it just doesn't feel right, and I just want to follow the procedure. So I end up telling the person that if you don't provide a label that what you want me to send it, then this thing is not making sense, because it's just not the right thing. So anyway, I cancel it, and then within 1 minute the same person want to buy my stuff. I end up selling to the same person And this time that person get the right address for me. So now one of my item that I post and I sold my item, it's inactive. So far that was what's going on, and I pretty much just gave it to try, and hopefully the transaction of $58 something is going to my account. But yeah, there are some people that I try to buy 2 items from the other seller, because when you open the account at Mercari, they give you $10 coupon, and if you buy some stuff over 20, then you basically they give you as a voucher, and you can just have those and discounted whatever item that you might love and you find on this application. That, for example, I try to buy the tripod, and I also try to buy the DJI the handhold for my cell phone to do with my YouTube channel. But the sell I'm the buyer and the seller, in somehow he sent the message to me that he in New Jersey have a storm, and that was dead maybe about a week or 10 days ago. And then all this time I just waiting for the tripod, and then later on he sent me the message and said, hey, you still want to buy the tripod? And then I replied back and I asked him what's up, and just zero, no response. So just, we still human, and I wasn't sure some life happen or just either ways, tension or intentionally or whatever. The person just basically flat out tell me he have some problem with his account. So basically some people can like asking you to get out of this app and then sell and buying as a private instead of doing follow the instruction. So I think that person got problem with his account. So my tripod is out. So I didn't get scammed, but you can feel it because the way the Mercari is set up, just so friendly for just pretty much straight up. If you straight up and do it thing the right way, then I think you can do it in the wrong run. And in the other case, it was the person in Texas. I already have my credit card pay for my DJI handhold tripod, and it's already deduct from my account like about $50. And then with the coupon I use $10 with all the discount and the shipping I pay, it's about under $50. So 2 weeks past, the guy was just keep sending me the text and saying that he's out of town and he just come back. And then he said he will ship it out tomorrow. When the tomorrow come, the shipping never reached to whatever on the transaction, and my credit card already get under $50 pay to that seller. So 3 days after after I paid for my goods and it's already posted on my transaction, so I'm just like wait and see, because I'm not gonna sweat, because if thing doesn't go right, then I just call my bank and just dispute the transaction, dispute the transaction. And then later the Mercari sent me email. They're pretty much very straightforward, like they keep you up to date. They even follow up telling the seller you got 3 days to send the goods if you don't do it. So they give me a link to my email to cancel that order. So after I hit cancel it, take about 2 or 5 business day to they revert my transaction and got money back. So Mercari is pretty good what they was saying, what they doing. So, and the first transaction that I complete, and what I did is whatever the application asking you to update, I just follow them, because they are 1099K at the end of January 31st, and it come in an email with the form of the PDF. That's if you earn anything more than $600 per year, then they'll send you a 1099K. That means you have to submit as your income for your income tax. So that's why when you are inputting your account and setting it up for your W-9, you really need to give them a social security, and because they report it to a department and you legal to do it, and they're legal to submit what you earned and all that to IRS, and everybody is equal here. And also I did use my bank account for direct deposit. For it make my life easy, and I trust it enough to give them this, because if something happen, I can always go back to the bank, and explain it to them. I only give they're asking for the routing number and the account number. Just pretty much it's good for your own term, because I don't think Mercari is do any PayPal. So they do direct bank to your bank. And of course, when you do transaction that less than $10, you have to pay $2 fee for deposit from the process of completion of the process of selling. So what it is there are 3 days that you have to rate, and then the 3 days that within that window you have to send out your goods, and everything pretty much pattern, like routine. And I pretty much liked it, because even you not have a chance to contact the customer service for all the problem, don't have the phone number, but if you understand what they are kind of this the way they're doing their business, you pretty much can do this business, because they're pretty much fixed, and they're pretty much not bend the rule for anybody. It's pretty much fair marketplace and easy and simple enough for beginner friendly at Mercari. So in summary, I wanted to talk about, you know, the fee when I'm on the side of the seller. Then just you pretty much they asking what your goal you want to set up. I'm set up my goal like 1500 this year because I wanted to have extra money to a vacation and airplane ticket to visit family. And what is the fee? So like for one sale that I already sold and I still on a process of get paid. So I list my item for 65 bucks. Okay. And I use the UPS ground less than 18 pounds. Selling fee is 10%, so I pay $6.50 for Mercari to they do marketing for you. They give you 3-day life on your item. And then other than that, if you don't do promotion, which is the price keep getting lower and lower, if you don't want it to be active live, get more people to see, then you just leave it until somebody looked it up, then that's your chance. But there are unlimited of posting and the space is free until you sell it. Then you pay either you wanted to add your price of shipping on your goods and then offer your buyer a free shipping. You can do that way too. Or you separate your item and the shipping cost, you just make sure you are really good and accurate about the size, the weight, the width, the length, then that probably give you a best option. I still like to stay with Mercari label because a lot of people probably don't know that also including return goods too, but in the way that something wasn't right to the delivery address, usually if the buyer want to return the stuff, they gotta have a good reason and they have to have a good detail before you post your goods. Just be honest, don't, otherwise it's just gonna get messy. So if you doing good with, like for example, if you have like an expensive purse, expensive brand, and all got to be a real authentic one, not the fake one, then you have no problem with selling stuff. And if you have no idea what the price is, they even have a market price and let you know this is what market prices, and if you want to add it up then you can too, and they'll give you a choice to put the number in, and if you really want to get rid of it, you can quick too. If your item really hot, then I sell it within 5 minutes when I post it. The one that it's like a high demand and all that. So, you want to really get rid of it and still earn money, then I think Mercari is a good way to go. So go back to another fee. It's a processing fee, $2. But the seller this time I pay 4%. So one transaction of the selling, I'm the seller, it's about 14%. And then the buyer pay the tax and the buyer pay the shipping cost, and Mercari take 14% cut of the commission total. And then when the money pay, if you wanna pay right away, then you pay the fee too. But if you want to don't mind much, don't pay the fee. If your transaction over $10, you can have it direct deposit right from your phone. But it might take about 2 to 5 business days. Make sure you putting all the routing number the right way and the right number, and also your account is the right account too. So there is no responsibility on that part, and you're gonna have a nightmare if you doing it wrong, just one digit, of your account and the routing. So for my situation with the new for this beginner seller online on marketplace at Mercari, so I did successful 1 sale, unsuccessful 2 buyer after 1 month. So and I summary about 8 things I know with my experience, and then 4 things don't do with Mercari. So I'm just gonna tell you what I know. So things to do with Mercari is soon as your goods, they send you the email and you check it and your item is sold. So what you do after that, this is the do thing. So you have 3 days, you have to drop off your goods at whatever on that goods you agree to. Just stick with whatever you are posting it on your Mercari on that item, because be careful, they have just the regular post office USPS, they have a FedEx, they have a UPS, and you make sure you send and drop off at the right location and the right shipping company that you agree on that transaction. Okay, got 3 days for dropping your goods out. Make sure you have a print out receipt too, and that's your warranty that you do your part on your side goods. Okay, and so the second one, do a good picture before you're posting it on your shop at Mercari. So take a good picture. They'll give you instruction to read too, so it's pretty straightforward. Make sure you have a good light, picture clear, and on the description I would suggest I post a lot of my CD, the movie, Blu-ray, and then the music and all the CD that you want to declutter it yourself. I use they have a AI that you can scan the text instead of typing, so this help, and it's a good function, good option to have. So then whenever the buyer looking up and they see, you just put the good story to it and what it is that you sell. So, and then number 4 to do is you have to rate your buyer quick in order to get paid. So soon as you see the message from Mercari, and make sure, because I use the cell phone to do all this business, I just have it on my email that come into your phone. You don't have to go to the computer or nothing, and just do it quick and get paid quick and just rate the buyer quickly. So make sure you set up your W-9, because if you do it before it's getting to a $600 income, then you don't have to worry about it. Just make sure you input all your first name, middle name, and your last name or your social security, because it's matching with IRS. And if you earn yearly over $600, then yeah, it's you have to report it. So, and they'll send you a 1099-K at the end of that year. And then by January of the year after, on the 31st, before 31st, you can print it out and you can, go do your income tax. So make sure you fill up your W-9 good with accurate information. So you want to make sure you set up your bank detail with the account number and the routing number correctly, because that's how I get paid and transfer the money quick, direct after the item sold. Okay, and then number 7, like I mentioned earlier, you want to make sure you check your email often, because it's only the communication with this Mercari is communicate with the rest of everybody same. They're not really big with customer service. They're not big with the phone answer. They're not. It's pretty much that's the way they set up to automatically pretty much like an AI answer you. And they also have an AI randomly checking, trying to scan and do scamming too. They have the way to do it, the way they set it up. So it's pretty safe place to the marketplace. So it's just straight up about it. And then number 8, so to do things that I can find out, you just you let the buyer has 3 days to inspect the item before they rating. But don't panic if they don't like the way you comment on the inbox, but the person still get pissed off, or they don't like you or whatever, and they don't want to rate you, then the company will rate you for it. And they just do all the facts too, like did you drop off quick, and they just basically have this system that whatever your behavior on this Mercari app, in somehow they can detect it, and you will get a fair rating out of this. And if you don't, you still can get paid for it, because I believe the seller, after they're selling the goods to the buyer have 3 days to rate you. But if they don't rate you, the company rate you for it based on what your behavior with the activity of sending the goods out, and do you follow all the rule and do what they're asking you, and answer the inbox messages quick, and they give you a badge. You doing it quick, then you earning your done stuff. And so in this situation, so don't worry about it. I believe I read it somewhere that some of the item is the final sale, and if they want it to return to you, and that's within 7 days, but they gotta have a proof from the Mercari, and I'm pretty much sure for real that they probably inspect the heck out of it, because if you doing the right thing since the day one that you post it on, telling exactly what the item is, not so much of a sugar powder on it, then I think you got protected pretty good on both sides, selling and buying. It just takes time and patience. And so I got a 8 thing to do for Mercari to be a good on this application, to trying to have some earning from the online and e-commerce in the real life, for real, and I'm still new. So, and don't do for four thing that I find out. So you wanted to make sure when the label made, you wanted to make sure that you talk to the inbox messages with the person that you deal with. Make sure the label that they give the address to you is the same address they want you to send it to, either intentionally or not intentionally, because we still human. But if you find out that there are 2 different addresses, you want to cancel it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter with Mercari at this point. You just basically just don't sell to that person, because it's gonna make your life miserable. That's all I want to say. That's the don't send any goods to a different address from the print out label, because I find that out the person have like a 5-star rate, but then they just don't let people take advance on you. That's all I wanted to say, And I'm like only the second sale on my item, and this person tried to burn me about sending my goods like 60 or 7 bucks to some address that is not even her address. So in New York, of course Mercari gonna cover you with $200, but I don't want to get there, This doesn't worth it. So I just canceled it, and then the same person buying it, and I hope I still got paid for it, because I just want to sell is the right way, because I still want money, but the right way of the earning money, though, you know what I mean? So the second one is just, I mentioned earlier, just communication is the key. So when your text messages behind on this application, you want to make sure you're clear on yes and no before they're giving you a detail, and don't assuming this is the person gonna this and that and that. So just strict with the business. I pretty much asking her, did you want me to send it to a different address from the print out label? And she was disappear for like a day or 2. I finally like sending her the messages. I said, I wasn't really sure. Is this sending it to a different address from the label? Is this a yes or is this a no? She's gone. And then she didn't answer it. I just decide, if testing doesn't work out, then I can just, don't sell it to this person. And that was, I don't want to looking for trouble. But when the trouble come, I have to deal with it. So I sent her the messages saying the buyer possibility not changing the address to the right address to delivery address is different, and I will just scramble, try to look for a customer service phone number, try to communicate. I even leave a message, so nothing come back from Mercari, so I'm on my own. So I'm just tell the lady in New York, I said, no, I'm not gonna sell it for you. I even went to the UPS, and then UPS said, no, just don't do it. And first of all, it's just totally, I kind of know that she's not at that address. She said she gonna call her landlord and have her hold on to it, and it, all the detail. But when I ask her straight up, do you want me to send to this address? Is it okay to send to this address? She don't answer, and she's gonna let me assuming, so I'm not doing it. But then later she said, because the item is still desirable, like I got like 95 people watching within 1 hour, so I decide to sell it to the same person, and I tell her, I'll give you the same deal too, but if this address print out is the address that she's gonna receive, then yeah, I'll sell it to you. So when I reprint, I have to go back to my post, and then I send out the cancel selling, and then the Mercari allow me to cancel after the Mercari check out with the buyer, so she have to cancel on her end after I request is cancel it. So she allow me to cancel it, then the deal off, and then I just repost it, and then she still want it. So that's where I'm at. And I'm just trying to be straight out here, but it can be difficult because the human tricks is on this one. I'm glad that Mercari is pretty straightforward. They're pretty much, if you doing the follow their rule and do what they told you, I think you're gonna be really successful, Give it a try. But just don't do anything that is gonna be making, if you feel a common sense it wasn't there, then just don't. Just have your item at your house, send it out to the unsure one. That's what my rule for myself is, So just number 3 that you don't do, just you want to follow the Mercari rule, and you don't want to change it. Stick with your own common sense and your own instinct. Like, does this feel right to you? Because it's happened right in front of your 2 thumbs, and when you see the person, it's still on, and when you ask questions, they disappear. That will tell you something, It's like we were chatting and we were talking, and when I asking her, is this yes or no? You want me to send to this address? She making me confused, and I have a headache to just trying to sell this item to the person from the other side of the coast, and I'm in California, Totally, it's up to you, but I wouldn't do it. So, and then the last I don't do from my direct experience with Mercari is about 1 month. Sell 2 items, unsuccessful 2 buying item. Some people out there start burning you, but this app is so solid. I liked it. I really do. So just don't try to do any business with another seller that trying to lean you and aim you to the outside of the app, because they want you to, even myself is desperately like so happy and desperate to sell my item to the buyer, but I'm still suggest don't do it, because if you still stay on the app, pay a 10% fee of your sale commission and then 4% of their transaction fee and or another label or whatever the fee that might be, do it, because it's just better have to stop sitting unwanted item from your house to somebody still wants your items. But don't go out to do it on your own outside of this application, because I won't recommend it, because at least the company still warranty you that the buyer your item or the seller already have some sort of a bank relate and the transaction is trackable, and you left the paper trail for this Mercari to, of course they want the money, because then they have a commission from your selling and buying. So they're very strict with their rule, and if you follow it, I think it's pretty much you can be successful. But even you're desperate to selling it or you're buying it, but if the deal buying doesn't work like I experience it, I pretty much just let it go, and sometimes just go look for the brand new one, from the website that's a warranty that they won't burn you. But a lot of time it's still a good app to looking for the used item that you can acceptably save a lot of money. So if you believe you run into the scam, then just say no to it, and then you'll be okay, because the Mercari itself, it's pretty much it's safe to buy from Mercari. Yes, Mercari itself is a completely legitimate and reliable e-commerce for the marketplace, for the both sellers and the buyers are real people, and they are they still are people, and the seller and the buyer, they are not the retailers, which is mean that they are not guaranteed. So you have to still use your human feeling and deal with the human, but the app itself is reliable and they'll pay you money after they take the fee from upfront. They tell you what fee and all that, so it's pretty straightforward. I think it's helped. So for the summary, I think it's Mercari. It's still a more friendly beginner compared with the other, like I don't know, Postmarks or eBay, or you can have a store at Mercari and you still feeling safe, and you can be successful and have some earning that you can predict it, and depend on how you want to possibly earn and what you go for this 2022. your income over 600 and more, you have to report to the tax. And it's to be able to have some sort of a side hustle, and maybe it's become a online income full time. I'm not sure, but so I'm still thankful for Mercari and YouTube together. It's give me a space to have my journey on this online world for the selling friendly, and have my voice here on my channel. I hope this channel that I do review with Mercari after 1 month being helpful to you, and thanks for watching my channel, and thanks for your time. And I will have a little bit of a little picture after I explain it to you, that see before you decide to open the register an account and become having your own store online in the real thing, in this online world, without paying any fee for anything before you sell it. I mean, like, you don't have to pay for the space, I think Mercari it's something to considering to be a good e-commerce of your own shop. I hope you like my channel. If you do, please hit the thumb up and give me some like, give me some comments, and if you happen to just stop by and let me know what else it's you experience with Mercari. And I'm still having my store on Mercari, and I'll cross off some sort of information that not supposed to see, but most of the thing I dealing with, I'll have a picture on it, and maybe you can see before you decide to have your own store and selling stuff at Mercari. Give it a try. I think it's a good app and very reliable, and it's real. You can earn the real money from it, and I did it. So after a month, I earned $11.58 and $56 something cent. It's on the way, so it's pretty good. You don't have to do market for yourself. They'll do market for you. I hope you liked it. Thank you.